What's going on, everybody? It's Alice Bear, and it's been a hot minute. It's definitely been a hot minute since I uploaded a video. I think it's been about 6 months since I uploaded my last one. I just had life get in the way, work, it's just been kind of a tough 6 months, but that's life. And I kind of wanted to start uploading more. This video today is going to be kind of my Nats experience. I participated in the North American Championship for Fusion World this past weekend with a couple of the homies from my locals. So we're just kind of going to dive into that, and I'll just go over my whole experience. So I flew out on Thursday. Yeah, we got there Thursday night. The flight just awful. Turbulence. I had the middle seat and just not too fun, but we got there. So my buddy, he didn't have his invite at the time, so he participated in the LCQ. I already had mine, but I had gone in anyways, just kind of get some practice out, get the nerves out of the way before Saturday, and just kind of get some practice in before the big day. So I think in the LCQ I placed somewhere in, I think like 55 or something. I think there was like 90 people there, so I went 4-3. Yeah, I went 4-3 that day. But I got a cell, so I'm not gonna complain. I think it was like a top 64 I got the cell, so I didn't actually have a cell because I didn't participate in any of the Wave 2 regionals, so that was pretty cool. But for nationals, I went with Boo. I went 5-2, and I placed 41. The 41st. So for someone who has never played a card game in their life, just started pick this up when set 1 came out, and went to nationals and placed where I placed. I'm extremely grateful for that placement and how I performed. And my opponents were very good. Some of them I got lucky winning. Some of it shouldn't have. I should have lost, but the cards kind of were in my favor. No pun intended. But yeah, we'll go over my deck list first. So I went with Boo. And the reason I went with Boo and not Cell or Omega, I felt like there was going to be a bunch of Cells and a bunch of Omegas. And Boo was kind of... It had presence, but I didn't think I was going to run into the mirror as much as if I would have played Cell or Omega. And I hate mirror matches. I just can't... I fumble with mirror matches. In the LCQ, I think I lost my mirror match. And then a couple of side events, I lost a mirror match. So I didn't want to run into any mirror matches, and I just don't. I don't like Cell. Like, I don't know, it just wasn't kind of my play style. And I really do like Omega. I really enjoy playing Omega. He's fun. Maybe a little, I wouldn't say too big brain, but like when you get to that level, it's like you gotta really start counting your cards when you put onto your deck and whatnot. And I just felt like I would have had a lot of stress going on that I would have forgot, so I kind of knew my limits there and just did not want to go with Omega. And if he bricks, he can brick pretty hard. So Boo seemed the most consistent. If I started with a bad hand or a bad mulligan, I can recover. It's not that hard to recover with Boo. And I just felt the most comfortable playing him. So I went with Boo. And I'll tell you what, I'm not a yellow player. I hate playing yellow. Only because I hate the color yellow. That's kind of why. It has nothing to do with the leaders or the cards or anything. I hate the color yellow, so I don't typically play yellow. So we're going to go over my deck list for the event. Let's check deck. So nothing too crazy here. It's kind of your generic Boo list. I didn't reinvent the wheel or anything for this. So I went with 4 cantrips, 4 of the Majin Buu Pure Evil and the Friezas, just to do some, early game resting if I'm in a mirror, or I need to rest something down in order to stun it. Went with 4 Bobbities for obvious reasons for blockers. These came in clutch most of my matches. I don't think there was a match in Nationals that I didn't have a blocker out. So I saw most of my pieces, which were good. I went with 4 of the Majin Buu Good. That adds a card to your life, and then stun to 5 cost if it's in or less in rested mode. This card was great. Not only was it a 10k combo, if I was not on curve and I needed the stun stuff in order to kind of control the board and, you know, try to gain some momentum again, this helped a lot. Great card. Of course, I went with the 1 cost Babidi. That, you know, discard. You have to discard a card if you have 6 or more in your hand. This came in clutch for me. What match was it? It might have been. They run together. I think it was a Cell match. I think I found it in my opening hand along with the Buuhan, which hand destruction for Cell is good for me, bad for him. So I went with 3 the Buuhans. Great card. I played it often. And yeah. 4 Buff Boos. Buff Boos were won me a bunch of games. I love them. They probably should get nerfed, but they won me a lot of games, put on a lot of pressure on my opponents, and just brought it home for me most of the games. I think the only outlier between my deck and most other decks is I was running two of the 3 cost Janembas. I like the Janembas because if my opponent was stalling me out to try to awaken me, you know, I could play this, and I didn't have like another Self Awakener in my hand. I would play this, awaken, freestand an energy, and play a cantrip. So I was, you know, kind of +1 in hand, and it's 25k pressure on the board, and just something they have to deal with. I can't use it with Babidi, but you know, I played it a couple times. It was good. I also went with this card, the Majin Buu Evil. Add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, then choose 1 battle card in your opponent's battle area and switch it to rest mode. And when attacking, if your leader is Majin, in special traits, choose up to 1 rest mode battle card with 2 or less of KO. This came in great for Cell matches when they would play their Daimaku. And I was at 3, and I had a Babidi. I would play this, rest their Daimaku, Self Awakener, KO it, and they would have to start over with Self Awakening. So I ran 2 of those. I don't know. I think I used it once, but it was good. 2 of the crits. Crits, honestly, I don't think I used them 1 time. Maybe I used it in LCQ, but I don't know. I felt bad putting these in afterwards because they were just charge fodder the whole time. 2 of the 4 cost Gokus that stun on play and when attacking. This came in clutch for me during an Omega match that I should have lost. I don't think I had any double strikes in hand. He had like 4 Natrons on board, and he was just defending like crazy. So I was able to play this, stun it down, and just kind of hope and pray until, you know, I found like a double strike or something. So I used it once. Probably saved me a loss. So, and it was 10k. So these were great. The 4 cost promo, I think I used it once to KO something. But this also was a great card because 10k combo, and was able to rest something and kill a 3 cost. And with more 4 costs, these I don't think I used them once. They were just charge or combo. I regret putting them in there as well. I could have probably done something different, but it was a 4 cost in case I needed it and couldn't find anything. So that was that's why I put them in there. Obviously, your big bodies for the deck, the 4 cost Majin Buu that draws and rests their energy, and the 4 double strikes. Won me every game I won was mostly for these reasons. It was either with the 4 cost or the Buff Buu. So, and I think I ran 4 super combos, and I did run Results of Training, 2 of the copies of those. Surprisingly, I saw those a lot, and usually don't see like the 2-0s that often, but like I saw these a lot, and they came great on defense and offense when I wanted to close out a game, or I was kind of just playing control, kind of playing on the defense, and had had an energy standing up for him. Opponents didn't really expect it, so it was good. Yeah, so that's kind of my deck list. Nothing too crazy. Not, like I said, not reinventing the wheel or anything with this, but this is all going to get nerfed anyways. And yeah, good time with Boo. But we'll go into kind of like my matchups. So my first round was Piccolo, which is kind of one of my harder matchups. I tried to push the aggression as hard as I could, but at the end of the day, he saw 3 beasts and just kept stunning my board with the Krillins, and there's nothing I can do. So that match ended pretty quickly. I think, I also only saw 1 double strike, I think, that whole match, which was wild and not good for me. But I lost Piccolo round 1. Round 2, I played Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and that was a decent match. I think at the end of the day, I just had more control on the board than he could. Like, I was just stunning his. He had 3 Gogetas on the board, and I think I had stunned 2 of them. Did I stun 2 of them? No, I stunned 1, and then for some reason I don't think he swung with the others, but which kind of sucked because I couldn't. It prevented me from restanding my buff boos, and I think how it ended, I think I just kind of played the 5 into 4 Kid Ku, drew, and then was able to get him down to 2 and just kind of dumped my hand. The third match was Cell. I didn't see. I saw 1 double strike towards the end of the match, and at that time it was too late. I couldn't put on pressure. I don't even think I had a Bobbity. Yeah, I don't think so. If I did, it didn't really do much for me. But yeah, I lost to Cell round 3. That was a really good player. Yeah, I think he ended up topping. He made it to top 16. I think he was 11. And after that match, I played Omega. That Omega, he bricked really hard in the beginning. He couldn't mill for the life of him, and I think he awakened at like 4 to 3 life. And at that point, I was already established very well, and there was unfortunately nothing he could do to stop my aggression. And I was able to get that win. Then that was round 4. Round 5, I did the mirror. I guess I must have just seen my pieces faster than he did, and was able to establish my double strikes into my 4 costs with my Bobbities. And I don't think he may have seen 1 or 2 double strikes, but towards the end, I think I threw out the buff boo and the double strike and just applied as much pressure as I could, and got it, and was able to I think I only won by like 5k, but that was a close one. After that, I played an Omega. This is the one I should have lost. I didn't see any of my double strikes for pretty much the entire game until the very end. I think I had like 3 in my hand towards the end. But he saw his Black Smoke, his Vegetas. He was just protecting his board, and I couldn't do anything about it. So I said, screw it. I'm just gonna keep swinging into his board, not awaken him, try to get as much cards out of his hand as possible. Playing the 2-drop Majin Buu good just to keep stunning. And I was just kind of like delaying the inevitable. I felt like I was already going to lose. And what almost sealed the deal for me was I had the energy marker. I swung. I played my double strike at 5, and then the next turn, for some reason, I thought I was already at 5, and I skipped charge. So when I realized I was at 4, I was like, shit. I don't have enough to play the double strike in my hand, and it put me behind a lot. But towards the end of the game, he was, I think, down to a couple cards in deck, and he used his minus Powerball to stand the Omega to 55, but it was stunned. I think he just did it just to put the cards back. But then after that, he misplayed, drew put down an Omega SR, drew 7, put it in the drop, and he had like 1 card left in deck. So at that point, he passed, and then I passed, and then I was luckily able to deck him out. But that win should have been a loss for me, 100%. And then the last match was a sell. He wasn't able to really find his chain, I think, and I was just able to apply enough pressure. So after all that,
Auto shutdown initiated.
the
Auto shutdown canceled.
Sorry.
Mic on.
Sorry.
Mic off.
my mic is being stupid. After that, they had a down pair, I think, one against an up pair, and then so we didn't have an 8th match. So those were my matchups, and I placed 41st. And honestly, you know, I'm very grateful for where I placed. This is my first card game I've ever played in my whole life. Like, I collected Pokemon and stuff as a kid, but I never really played. So this was just kind of my first entry into the game, into the world of card games, and I was able to participate in nationals and place way higher than I thought I was going to. So I couldn't be more happy, and I can't wait for next year to hopefully be able to go again and, you know, try to do better. But I went with a couple of like I said, I went with a couple of guys from my shop. You know, shout out to A Greaves, if you follow him on Whatnot. He's one of my homies from a good friend from my locals, and another good buddy of mine, Mitchell. So we went there together and just had a great time. But I think what I really wanted the most was that playmat, and I was luckily able to snag one off one of the top 16 guys. I got it from him, so I think it was a win in my book altogether. But yeah, you know, that's kind of my experience with it, and you know, I can't wait to do it again. Met a lot of great people. If you guys know, I think it's JTP, great guy. He helped me, gave me some great advice to play during some Omega players. Blade Shark, met him again. I think I met him at Roanoke, but got to hang out with him again. Really good dude, really solid dude. And yeah, just met some awesome people. What was crazy though was the one guy from he played Namaku, and I think he got top 8. I think Magic Fingers, I think his name was. But we were talking to him, and he had just built that deck the night before Nationals. They got that far with it. I was so impressed. That was wild. Like, there's no way I could ever just, I'm gonna pick up this deck, never played it, get top 8. Like, that's wild. But yeah, a lot of great people. Judges are awesome. Just, you know, nobody there that I ran into was, you know, being negative or just kind of in a bad mood most of the day. Just my experience was great. I know there was some stuff going on between other guys, other folks, but my whole experience was pretty good. And like I said, yeah, hope I can do it again next year. But like I said, I'll also try to upload more and be more active on the channel. But with that, I'll see you guys. Peace.